United States of America is a North American country with the third largest land area and the third largest population in the world. It is the largest developed and wealthiest country with the largest GDP, the largest per capita income, and accounts for 15% of the world economy. Before its independence in 1776, it had been colonized by the Spanish, the British, and the French settlers. Apart from colonizing Europeans, the country has immigrants from all continents. These hard-working and brain-drained immigrants have built the infrastructure and urbanized the country. They industrialized and made it the most technologically advanced nation in the world. I have driven through large parts of the country and found it to be geographically beautiful and diverse. Its population is made up of largely very diverse racial and ethnic groups, and probably 33% of the population is a mixed race generation now. It is also a land of diverse languages and religions. It is a melting pot of traditions and cultures characterized by its own American creed. From my visits and travels through the country, I have begun to love and admire many of its uniqueness, be its systems, its Broadway theaters, mural arts, country music, food, etc. The city buses, known as the kneeling buses, have an air adjustable suspension which lowers the bus door to the level of the sidewalk or the curb to help the elderly and the handicapped for easy access. The entire New York City transit network is run by the MTA, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. It runs the largest bus, train, subway, railroad, bridges, tunnels, river ferries network of the largest city in the USA. Daily, thousands commute through the network. The New York State, also called the Empire State, started the railroad back in the 1830s, connecting towns, cities, and farms to bring food and material and people into the city. It was then steam operated, but in 1903, steam locomotives were done away with electrified tram cars, and with it started the underground subway system. Most of the steel elevated subway infrastructure is still historic and old.
There is a local 7 train to Flushing Main Street. Approaching the station, please stand away from the platform edge.
Accidents too happen on the metro lines, mainly due to the negligence and overindulgence of the commuters. I have seen daredevil youngsters climb onto the roofs and run from carriage to carriage. This happens in spite of warnings and announcements. There are no overhead wires, and electrification is through a third line which runs alongside the tracks. But the first responders, the NYPD and the fire department, appear on the scene of accident within minutes for recovery measures. On the roads and streets, people follow rules and regulations, whether they are motorists or pedestrians. Intersections and highways are camera monitored and penalties are severe, hence the self-discipline. Also, there are no animals visible on the roads. A lot of apartment dwellers have pet dogs and they are required to be leashed when on the streets. Pet owners clean up if pets mess up. Most of the older apartment blocks do not have laundry facilities either in the apartments or in their basements. In the basements, it is mostly the heating facilities which are installed. So residents have to use the neighborhood laundromats. The modern laundromat have done away with cash operated machines and now use smart cards instead. For my morning strolls and exercises, I went daily to the nearby park, which I always found to be spick and span. It had selected games and training facilities. On weekends and holidays, the place was exceptionally crowded. The kids section had water sprinklers too for them to get wet and cool off. Pet lovers had their own pet areas. During the weekdays, I would meet the few regulars stretching, running, or doing their yoga exercises with guidance over their phone apps. Beside the park, there was a book swap or an open air library with a good collection of all types of books and even videos and audio cassettes. As a book lover, you could pick up books and carry them away for keeping or returning later. No registers are maintained. You could voluntarily donate cash into the cash box or add books to the collection. Who maintained it, I do not know, but there were rain covers there to protect the collection. Every Saturday, one street alongside the park was made free of parking space, and the sidewalk was for the farmers' market. Farmers from the suburbs of the city area would set up stalls of fresh vegetables, fruits, meats, fish, and bakery items for the residents of the area. Back home, my outer city areas also have such an area where local farm heads who squat the earth with their fresh farm produce. The prices of items is hardly different from what you can get in the stores.
स्ट्रॉबेरी ले रूबी आपके पास है क्या? ओके
Besides the farmers market and the small retail stores, there are large superstores which are generally larger than normal retail stores and provide more goods and merchandise for sale and have very large floor spaces. They specialize in specific type of products as well as sell general products. They are also referred to as supermarkets. The big ones in the US are Walmart, Target, Costco, Kroger, etc. Their revenues run in billions of dollars and are one of the biggest employers. Walmart is not just the biggest supermarket chain in the world, it is the largest company in the world by revenue as well as a private employer. Competitive producers from across the world look for shelf space in Walmart to sell. While Walmart and Target are generally having very large floor spaces in a single level, others may be multi-level. Traditionally, supermarkets are close to residential areas and sell goods at relatively low prices. They have large parking spaces and therefore attract customer crowds. They sell meats, dairy, daily items, baked goods, foodstuffs, kitchenwares, pharmacy products, medicines, clothing, electronics, sports items, alcohol, books, automotive goods, etc., all under one roof.
क्या लिखा हुआ
Likewise, there are chains of grocery stores all over the US, such as the Wegmans Foods, Trader Joe's, Fresh Market, Key Foods, Publix, etc., which are well stocked and organized, have a selection, and provide good services. Every state and city has hordes of bakeries selling handcrafted baked items, fresh breads, crispy pastries, frosted cakes, sweet rolls, pies, donuts, danishes, etc., with unique flavors and tastes. The USA has been a pioneer of the automotive industry and has a mass market for vehicle production. There have been over 3,000 makes of American automobiles, besides being a big importer now. With the rising oil prices and cheaper Asian automobile imports, American automobiles production has suffered a recession since 2000. In the 2020s, one fourth of the world's electric cars are produced by Tesla, which is an American company. Americans love their vehicles and love to innovate and customize them.
मेरे को लग रहा है ये जाएगा कौन सा ये वाला ब्लैक है ना वो ब्लैक
American music is heard around the world and it is an ethnic mix. Most popular genres are pop, jazz, blues, country, rock, rock and roll, soul, etc. Music centers around the country have contributed to the many distinct styles of American music. One of my favorite spots is the Guitar Center at Long Island, which stores and sells all types of instruments and related electronics. Over the years, I have collected a number of musical items from this store. It's a place I spend some hours playing, surveying, and listening to professionals who visit once in a while. Parks and open spaces in city areas have very well laid out sports and games infrastructures where people spend time training and playing various games. The facilities are open for all and members. With the availability of such world class facilities, no wonder Americans are the champions in most sports and games.